this club, and I'm just looking to stalk carp. I've got a few hours, it's sort of midday-ish, and yeah, it's a nice big lake, about 12.5 acres this one, Tockenham reservoir it's called. Fished it quite a bit in the past, but I had a sort of break of it in the last year and a half because there was quite a bad fish kill on here. So this is the first time I've come back and fished it since then. Apparently there's still a lot of carp in here. They lost about 60 fish they reckon, and it was easily well over 600 in the past. So there's a lot of carp in here to go at. I found a few down here at the windward end of the lake, and yeah, I'm just flicking in a few mixes, a few bits of bread, and we'll see what we can do. Fished here last night for a couple of hours. As soon as I got my ticket, I had one fish, common, about £7. So hopefully I can get one out to show you because they're really stunning fish in here. So just keeping an eye on the reeds and we'll see how we get on. Right, well, here we go then, guys. It's taken about 15-20 minutes just stalking down in the reeds, and I've managed to catch a nice mirror. Probably about 14 pounds. It's a nice fish, nice stumpy fish. It's kicking off a bit. Alright, let's turn you round. Maybe you behave a bit more then. So there we go. And like I said, a nice mirror. That one was taken off the top on a bit of bread, that one. Just right tight against the reeds. They tend to come in right close to the bank here. It's pretty hard stopping stuff when you see the fish. They did actually have another fish a bit earlier on. It was only a really tiny common, about £3, so I didn't bother showing you that one. But this one's a lot nicer. There aren't many mirrors in here. They're mainly commons. And yeah, we'll know this one again. Nice dark old fish. I'll just show you his other side. He's got a bit of a wart on this side, so I think because the aim of my campaign on this water now is to just see really what's left in here and get a good estimate of the stock. So this one, just a shade over 14, and I'm going to name him Warty due to that wart that's on his head. So there you go, nice stunning fish, real survivors these, they've been through a lot. Yeah, it's all over now, so there we go, happy days. Slipping back, we'll see if we can catch him up. So here's the spot I just caught that fish from. Right tight in against these reeds in here. Tend to get carp taking mixes all around these reeds. Right in against this tree, and they even come right in against the platform here. Just right in under the bank, they get right in there. Obviously it's very tricky to get them out from in there if you do manage to hook one, but yeah, they seem to like this area, especially when the wind's blowing down here. Any of the reed beds around the lake, to be honest, there was a lot of them. At certain times of the day they're always in them and around them, so always a good area to target. And it's often a lot easier on floaters in and against the reeds, I find. I haven't done a lot of bottom bait fishing on here, to be honest. I will be doing some shortly, but I find it easier just to walk around and stalk the fish. So there we go, we'll see if we can catch another fish. There we go. So it's taken a while for the carp to come back on the feed. There are a couple of carp down there now, just right in the margins, just under this tree in the sky. Just taking the odd mixer. Quite a bit of bait there that's just blown in. I sort of areas where carp get to. There was one. They're only very small carp, looks like. But may have a go for one of them. Just let them gain their confidence for a bit. But yeah, just right in there, in that scum underneath the tree against the platform. Just a few fish starting to take an interest. There's also been a few taking out there just off the end of the reeds, but not enough to inspire me to put a bait on. It started raining now as well. Sounded a bit more optimistic under the tree. But yeah, it's a bit of a waiting game. But we'll see how we get on. I would show you the rig and everything, but it is just a basic freeline setup if you watch some of our previous videos. It's just freelining bread, that's all I've been doing. In this instance I may side hook a pop up and drop that one in there. There's a lot of carp there now actually. There's 3 or 4 there now. Completely troughing on them mixers. It's time to get a bait in, I think. So the rain's really hacking in now. Unfortunately I've just lost another fish. Came up, took the bread, struck. You have to play them hard in and around these reeds, and I did play it pretty much as hard as I could. And yeah, it's still managed to get in there. It's wrapped around a bit of reed, and then I don't know how they managed to do it, but it's managed to ditch the hook into the reed. So there was nothing there. See the bit of reed I was caught on, just pulling and pulling and pulling. You could just see it, the hook was stuck in it. So yeah, unfortunately, I think that might be the chance gone in this swim. Hooked it just past this tree, just in against the reeds there, and just went in probably about 4 meters. Quite nice fish as well. So a bit gutted by that. Hard to know what to do now, really. Persevere and keep putting a few mixes in and see if anything happens. But chances are they've probably spooked off and created quite a lot of disturbance. We'll see anyway, just thought I'd update you on the situation. Right then guys, so the rain's come in, but it's actually made the fish go mental. Don't ever think that fish won't feed off the surface just because it's raining. If anything, because the conditions have gone flat calm, it's made the fish go even more active. I think often that wind is what puts them off from feeding right up on the surface. So what I'm doing, they're a bit further out, so I've had to switch to a controller setup, and I'll just show you that one now. Basically, I've got a Fox Exocet controller. It's basically a surface bolt rig. I've got a swivel that pushes up inside the controller, which is quite heavy. So when a fish takes a bait, it feels that weight, and that hopefully sets the hook. I've got a 10-pound cruiser control hook length running down, just drop that one there, to a size 10 hook, and on there I've got a bait banded pop-up which is trimmed down to look like a mixer. The reason I've got a band on is because if they're being finicky and they're not going for the pop-up, I can change to an actual mixer, and that can often buy me more bites. So we'll flick it out and see how we get on. I'm having a bit of trouble with the ducks at the moment. You might be able to notice a different quality of footage as well. I've had to switch to my to my actual photo taking camera because my action camera's run out of battery. But I'll see how much I can capture on film for you. Hopefully get another fish before I go. I've only got a little bit of time left. So there we go guys, another carp, little feisty common about £5. He's covered in scum because I hooked him right out the edge. Bit of a story with this one, it was with a real big fish, and
put the bait on the big fish's nose, the big fish just turned away, and next thing you know, this one came up and nailed it. So yeah, missed opportunity there, but another fish. So went back to free lining tactics. They're a bit wary of the controller, I find, at the moment, so I have to keep coming up with new ideas to how to get baits out far. But there we go, another fish, another Tockenham fish. There we go. Right then guys, so the rain's got 10 times worse now. I'm absolutely soaking wet, and yeah, just been getting frustrated by the fish for the last hour or so. They've been feeding, but a lot more finicky now since I've caught a couple, and yeah, it's time to pack up and go. I don't know if this will all be in different videos or all in the same video. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to be doing quite a lot of sessions on here, so hopefully I can catch a few more fish to show you. Obviously the 2 fish I've had today have been, one was a fairly small one, but the other one, the mirror, about 14 pound, was a nice fish. And yeah, I look forward to showing you a bit more of what this venue has to offer, so stay tuned for that. Cheers guys.
Well, hi there guys, and welcome to another episode of On the Bank Angling. Back at Tockenham Lake today, and same tactics as I used on the last session. Only got a couple of hours in the evening. I think it's 6 o'clock now. It gets dark about 8:30. The plan is just creep around, surface bait. Not ideal surface conditions today. There's a strong breeze on the lake, but it's blowing right into the corner where I caught the fish on the last session. So it looks good for this particular swim. I think I'd struggle pretty much anywhere else. Basically, exactly the same tactics. Going to be using bread and dog biscuits, just free lining them, or if the fish move a little bit further out, possibly using a controller. I'm only expecting to catch a couple of fish today, but a couple more fish to add to the tally would be good. I've had 3 so far in 2 sessions, so it's been good so far. Right then guys, I thought maybe you'd like to see the kit I'm taking, because obviously this is quite a big lake, and I'm travelling around it, making sure that I can get on the fish whenever I see them. I don't want to be bringing loads of gear, so basically all I've got with me, I've got an unhooking mat, which I'm sat on. Obviously need that for fish safety. I've got my landing net and a waist sling. They're just rolled together there. I've just got it. I've got a rod. This is a barbel rod. I find it perfect for surface fishing, just creeping around, nice and light. Got a little Shimano reel on there, little Shimano 6000. So that's my gear, that's my fishing gear. In this bucket is absolutely everything I need. I've got bait in there, I've got 2.5 kilos of dog biscuits. In the top of the bucket is a little compartment in there. I've got all my hooks, my spare line, any pop-ups that I might use for the surface fishing. Anything like that, you know, it's absolutely ideal, that bucket. So all my gear's in there, don't need anything else. And the only other thing I've got is a little bit of bread, a little bit of stale bread that the girlfriend had in the cupboard, so absolutely ideal. Let's see how we get on. Freaking massive hornet here. Look at the size of this, but it's actually lost a wing, so it can't fly. Or it's broken a wing, which is good for me anyway. But yeah, just paying a little visit to my swim. Put me a bit on edge for a minute. That's what I was looking away in the last clip. Right, so my first plan today is just nip out onto the platform and quietly bait this whole margin. I'm going to put in quite a lot of mixes to start with, try and get the fish going and get them confident, and then hopefully I can nick a couple of bites. I'm not expecting tons of fish, just 1 or 2 will do. If I could get one of those better ones, that would be nice. I did actually lose another fish yesterday, just as I signed off. It was just right on the edge, couldn't resist putting a bait on it, dropped the bait on it, played it hard, played it out from under the tree, and then the hook pulled in out in open water, so you can't help that sometimes when you're surface fishing. Right, let's see if I can catch any more today. Just got a simple free lining set up on at the moment, size 6 hook, and on that I'm going to either incorporate one of these pop-ups or a piece of bread. I've only been here about 5 minutes, got a few fish taken. Wind's pushing the mixes quite far into the reeds, so it might be a bit difficult to get them to tempt them out, but I feel confident. I mean, there's fish to stuff as it was yesterday. You can't land them all in a swim like this. But yeah, see how we get on. Right, so as you can see guys, got a fair few carp feeding now. Just sort of waiting to see if I can single out any bigger fish. There's quite a lot of small fish in this lake, as well as, you know, the average size is about mid doubles, but there's lots of smaller ones as well. So I'll need to make sure I single out the bigger fish, because I've got a feeling I'm only going to get 1 or 2 chances from this swim. It's so small and enclosed. There's a fish taken out there, but it's not that big. The only time I'm not picky is if it's a mirror. If I can see that it's a mirror. There aren't many mirrors in this lake. I was lucky to catch that one yesterday. But yeah, loads of fish just feeding out here, just in under this tree. They gain enough confidence to just take. There's one there in the scum now going for a bait. There's another one. That looks like that could have been a mirror. Not a very big fish though. There's one here, look at this one. Look at that. That's amazing. This is how confident you can get carp. These are right under my feet. Incredible. That's a nice fish as well. So you just quiet, you're not, and you just keep that feed going in. This is how confident you can get the fish. You don't need to sit behind bottom baits, just creep into a quiet corner where no one's been fishing, and this is the kind of feeding response you can get. Whether I catch one or not will be entirely up, dependent on how I approach fishing from now. If I fish from in a snag like that, if I see a good fish by that tree and fish in there, there's a good chance I might lose it. It'll power off, hit and miss whether I land it. If I can get them going nicely out there, it's a good chance I'll land the fish. As you can see, it's just gaining confidence all the time. That one's just spooked off, don't know what. So it's just a question of just keep trickling in the bait. I'm not even putting in bait out there. That must be bait that's just drifting. It's yeah. Don't sit behind motionless rods when you can get the fish feeding like this. People go, oh well, they're just not feeding at the moment. They're not feeding on the bottom, that's for sure, because they're sat up in the upper layers. Fish in this lake absolutely love a floater as well. Quite a nice feeding response here. Sorry guys, I've become so enthralled in watching these carp feed that I actually haven't bothered putting a rig in yet. It's amazing how confident you can get the fish if you don't disturb them. Look at this. To put this in perspective, there's people on this lake who I spoke to today, just as I turned up, who haven't caught a single carp today. Now, do you think that's possible looking at this? It's amazing, absolutely amazing sights here. I've got the fish going absolutely balmy. It would be very easy to catch one, but in this situation I really want to just watch, see if there's any better fish taken,
And chances are I'll wait for a better fish and catch a small one anyway, but you never know. I just want to see if I can just gain enough confidence to see some of these better ones. This fish, this is a double here. Loving the mixes, absolutely loving it. And the more I put in, just keep trickling a few more in, and they love them. They come up and just absolutely nail them. Really exciting stuff. I'll try and get some underwater footage in a minute if I can. That's really another reason why I'm waiting. If I just get them close enough, I might be able to catch a glimpse of these stunning carp under the water, which would be amazing really, especially them feeding on floaters. So I'm just going to be patient. They're all over, like, right underneath my feet. Not even nervous now. Could quite easily put a rig in or a hook bait in now and feel dead confident would say, "Cool, something spooked those then." Just amazing to watch them feeding. They give us such hassle sometimes, and it's like, wow, this is what they can do, isn't it? So, they like their bait as well. Yeah, I'm sure this is the same scenario on the bottom. If you keep trickling it in, look at that. Incredible. That was a mirror. That'll be worth catching. It's a common. Oh, he's having a munch. Oh, there he is. Might be the same mirror I had yesterday, actually. Look at it. Also, look at the spot. There's the platform. There's the spot right next to it. Normally people would be out here marching about. You don't want to. If anything, I want to be fishing back there where my gear is. Fish are just here. And if I did decide to fish for these and they're here, that is where I'd fish, back there. I don't want to be out here making noise really. But there you go. I just thought I'd tell you why I haven't caught one yet. It's because I haven't tried. I've been just enjoying sat here watching them. It's not all about catching when you can see fish feeding like that. There's that one there. Got a fish on, but it's not the big one that I wanted. Saw a decent fish in the reeds, dropped a bait on it, and the same thing as yesterday. Small ones come up and nailed it. It's not as small as the one from yesterday. It's not as big as what I want either. Right, I'm getting in there now. Right, so there we go, guys. Got one. Another Tockenham Lakes mirror. Common. Not the biggest of fish, probably low doubles. Taking in the edge on a bit of bread. Watched him for ages, wanted that big in. Cast it that big in. But this one took it instead. It was kind of inevitable really with all the fish that were there. There we go. Fantastic. Off to a really good start here. It is a bit of a runs water at times, but there are people here today who haven't caught. Gone and found them. And that's a reward so far. Hopefully I can pinch another one. But like I said, in that sort of close proximity,